Dear students, let us start another topic, phylum Nematoda, its salient features. No, just have an introduction about the phylum Nematoda. Nematodes word is derived from two Greek words, nema and eidos. Nema means thread, eidos means form. Because these organisms, the nematodes, they are thread-like, so they are called. They are commonly referred to as non-segmented because they don't have segments on the body. They are round, so-called roundworms. They are thread-like, so-called threadworms. They are very small and thin, so they call the pinworms as well. Uh, these features differentiate the annelids from the lower platyhelminths and the upper phylums Annelida. They constitute the largest phylum of pseudocoelomate. So you must remember that phylum Platyhelminth was also pseudocoelomate because they don't have the true coelom. No, sorry, that was the acoelomate. But this phylum is pseudocoelomate. It does not have the true cavity. True body cavity means a cavity which is lined by the mesoderm from all the sides. So this is the largest phylum which is having the pseudocoelom in their body. They are often categorized as class under phylum Aschelminth. Like if you look at the classification of Hyman, he treated the nematode as the class under phylum Aschelminth, whereas the other scientists have treated it as a phylum nematode under the superphylum Aschelminth. Coming to the general characteristic features, nematodes are widely distributed. They are present in water also, terrestrial environment also, they are parasites also, they are free living also. Their body is elongated. You can look at this having a elongated body. It's a cylindrical body, and there is no segment on the body, unsegmented body, and it is exactly like a worm. So it is bilaterally symmetrical. You uh, start a you cut a plane from anterior to posterior end of the body by separating the two lateral parts. So this is bilaterally symmetrical. And if you look at both the ends of these worms are tapering. Their body is triploblastic, and now the systems have also developed in this phylum. So organ system level of organization is there. System means like digestive system, like reproductive system, etc. Body wall with thick resident cuticle. So they do have the cuticle. They may have the cellular or syncytial epidermis. So syncytial epidermis, I have already explained you in previous phylum that cells with many nuclei. So how they are formed? They are formed as a result of fusion of many cells. So when so many cells will fuse together, it will look like a large cell with so many nuclei. And they have only longitudinal muscle fibers present in four bands. So I have already told you it is pseudocoelomate group, largest phylum of the pseudocoelomate, so they don't have the true coelom. What is the false coelom that is present in their body is that persistent blastocele. You might have remembered the embryonic development that after morula, blastula is formed, and in the blastula there is a cavity called blastocele. Sometimes that blastocele persists in the adult individuals also. That may represent a form of the coelom, but that is not true coelom, and as it is not lined by the mesoderm. No cilia on the body. No circulatory system has developed yet. No respiratory system has developed yet. Digestive system is complete. You must remember that phylum Platyhelminth was having the incomplete digestive system without anus, but here mouth and anus both are present. They have a muscular pharynx, but their intestine is not muscular. Excretory system is in the form of a glandular cell. You can see it's a gland cell pouring outside through a pore. The duct is communicating the gland cell with the pore. Sometimes only canal is present, no gland cell is present in them. So they do have the flame cells, as we have seen in the platyhelminths. They don't have the flame cells in them. Platyhelminth were having the flame cells, so they have the gland cells. Nervous system with circumcentric ring and anterior and posterior nerve. You can see this is the nervous system. The circumcentric ring is a ring which is uh, encircling the pharynx region of the body, and then from this circumcentric ring, anterior nerves are coming out, going to the head portion of the body, and then posterior nerves are also going, dorsal and ventral nerve, you can say, that are uh, connecting rest of the posterior portion of the body. Now, sensory organs are present in the form of papilla. You can say the raised portion on the body called papilla, and amphids also. Amphids are basically a pouch with sensory neurons that opens on or below the lip. You can see over here that A means amphid. So this is an opening, a pouch like opening. So it is also sensory in function. You can see whether they are papilla, whether it is amphid, they are supplied with the nerves coming from the uh, circumcentric ring. So they are sensory in functions. Both the sexes are present in separate individual. They are dioecious. Male smaller than female. You can look at this. Here, this is the female, this is the male. Though in this diagram, there is not much difference shown in the diagram, but generally, male are always smaller, female are larger in size. Gonads are simple but coiled. So you can see ovaries are present over there, testes are present over there, they are coiled. No, the male genital duct leads into cloaca. You can see testes, then ultimately their ducts are opening into cloaca. Whereas in case of the females, they have a separate opening called the vagina. They are not opening into cloaca. No asexual reproduction in this phylum. For I have already told you that asexual mode of reproduction is dominated in lower forms, and sexual mode of reproduction is dominated in higher forms. As we are moving from phylum Protozoa to Porifera to Coelenterata and onwards, we are looking at this that now we have reached a stage where no asexual reproduction is taking place. Fertilization is internal, development usually direct, that means no larval form is involved. Uh, they may have the intermediate host if they are parasite, or they may not have the intermediate host. Thanks. This is all about the general characteristic features of phylum Nematoda.